You live, Rich.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Flint Voice is live once again. 810 News Media Group coming at you. Water warriors are still in effect. You have a water warrior right here. My name is Rich Jones, and I am a water warrior. The reason why I'm talking like this is because the water crisis is not over. April the 24th will be our 8-year anniversary. 8 years that we have not been able to drink water straight from the tap. 8 years. 8 years. Um, that's sad, y'all. That's very sad. Um, and we don't need to be silent. I honestly feel because I've been watching, paying attention to these town halls to where they've been calling people up to ask about what to do with the money, but I ain't really heard nobody talk about zero balance in the water accounts. I ain't really heard nobody talking about making Flint whole. Y'all gotta remember, pandemic relief funds is for stuff that happened because of the pandemic. People were not able to pay their water bills. The governor said a no water shut off. So I don't see why you can't use those funds to stabilize the water fund and zero balance all of the residents' water account. And it can be done because you had witnesses known as Dan Kildee, the guy that wrote the bill up, Eric Mays, one of the smartest council persons around, and you had at that time the CFO for the city of Flint, who all said that the water accounts can, and from what I'm hearing, from what they talking about doing with those Harper funds, I'm positive that the water accounts can be stabilized and our water accounts can be zero balance. I'm positive of that. But we need to stand up and we need to speak out. We've been laying down a little bit too much as a whole, not as a all, but as a whole. If we don't have enough people standing up. 600 people, the last I counted, when they started talking about it. 600 people hadn't paid their water bill in over a year, and that was in 2021. That word was going out. Why we don't have those 600 people demanding to get their water accounts zero balance? If anybody is having a problem with their rent, the landlords were told that they couldn't evict anybody. And I'm not sure about how good that Catholic charity program is working. I know for a fact that what I'm saying about zero balance in the water accounts is much better than whatever they had to offer, as far as you got to wake up Monday through Thursday and hopefully your phone call will be answered between the hours of 8:30 and 8:45, because if they're not answered by 8:45, they're not going to get answered until after 9, and after 9 o'clock, no one will hear your case. So it's a lot going on, and a lot of things sound better than what they are, and that is one of the things that sound better than what it is. And I don't have no knock against Catholic Charity because they do a lot of good things, but it's just that process that they do to helping people who need their lights turned back on, people who need help with their water bills and rent and all that other stuff. It's a long process, and like I said, you only have like 15 minutes a day. And if you're not one of those lucky people to get your phone call answered in those first 15 minutes, then on to the next day, and on until finally you are one of the ones that they answered their phone call for. So I don't know what we can do to make that program better. But as far as the water accounts, I think they shouldn't have to pay nobody water account. I think the water accounts for the city of Flint, because that's a Genesee County nonprofit, so they help all over Genesee County people that need help. But I think the city of Flint should alleviate them some of that pressure by taking care of our city of Flint residents' water bills. It shouldn't be nobody calling that line talking about they need help with their water bill. Now, that those Harper funds also can be used for utilities, rental assistance. So it's a lot of things where that money can be used to help the citizens of Flint that I think we need to be exploded, and I think we need to be talking about it, and I think it's time we get them tents back out. The weather is starting to change. I say in May or June, we need to start getting those tents back out. We need to have those tents out there when they have a city council meeting. They need to walk by us and ride by us and see us in those tents, and we need to demand that they zero balance our water account. Because if we don't do it, they won't do it. I'm going to say that one more time. If we don't do it, they won't do it. They won't. They won't do it at all. And somebody put up their grant money. Yes, it is grant money that can help, but once again, like I said, with these Harper funds, we shouldn't even have to worry about none of that. We should go straight to the source, straighten out our water fund, and zero balance our water account. And it shouldn't be no looking at individuals, this and that, and trying to do them now. No, none of that. Fix your water fund, zero balance the water account. Real easy. For the people who have been diligent paying their water bill, give them a tax credit. And put that tax credit straight into your water fund. Send them a water bill saying, your water bill is such and such, but your water credits equals such and such, so this bill is zero. And they should have a couple of bills like that to come back zero. If we're going to zero balance 600 people water account, we need to take care of those who have kept our system afloat. It's a shame that we don't have no politics. It's election season. Why we don't have no politicians hollering about really doing something for the people? That's kind of interesting. I'm finna call my sister up right quick. And oh yeah, I will be back at Grace Tabernacle Church next Saturday, live at 6 o'clock, Flint Voices. I will be having some water warriors with me. So we're gonna keep this train going. How you doing, big sis? I'm doing pretty good. I'm live on Facebook right now, and the people can hear you. Will you please let these people know that the water crisis is not over?
No, the water crisis is not over. It is. We still don't have safe water, and the settlements that's coming down is going to disappoint a lot of people.
A lot of people.
We have not been made whole, and so we still in crisis mode here in the city of Flint.
And right now on the phone, y'all, this is Miss Claire McClinton. She is an original water warrior. She has been in this fight from day one. So she knows way more than I know, and I just feel blessed to be able to call a person like this at a moment like this. Because bitch sis, like real talk, I do a lot of stuff. I fight for a lot of different causes. But certain people want me to drop other causes that are older than this water crisis, talking about the water crisis is getting old. How in the world is something that ain't even 8 years old is getting you tired of, but you're not tired of something that's older than us? The criminal justice system been filed before we were born. That's so.
And two other things too: the fact that the water's still not safe. We're paying the highest water rates in the nation. Now, nobody has did 1 day in jail for what happened. We still in the process of court cases and all that kind of stuff. And we still, to the water bills, we are paying Wall Street for our water. 60% of your bill is going to Wall Street. So we did make some headway with the water situation, and we need a national inspiration for other cities now looking into their own water. So we still got a big fight ahead of us.
Now let me tell you the listeners one more thing. When y'all hear me say it's our money, when I'm talking about the Harper funds, I stole that from Miss Claire. Miss Claire is the originator of it's our money. And what she says, and she boosts me up and she tells me the truth. And if I'm doing something that she don't like, she tell me that too. So when she coming to me and when I'm coming to y'all telling y'all that this is what Miss Claire want, far as zero balance in those water accounts and stabilizing that water fund with those Harper funds, I mean, Miss Claire, you done been to all of those meetings and stuff. There have been some great ideas, but ain't nobody really talking about making us whole and doing what's right. And the Harper money is pandemic relief fund. People were told not to pay their water bills. I don't understand why our water fund is not in the conversation.
Well, maybe we can learn some things this week because the city council is holding budget hearings. So maybe we can learn some things from that. And also in Judge Levy's court, uh, our former mayor, Walling, is going to be on the stand Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And you can Google that and watch how he tried to twist and turn about his role in the water disaster.
His non-standing up ability.
Mhm.
That's all he was, and trying to tell people the water was safe when it wasn't. That's sad.
Yeah. And also on coming up soon, April 25th, it'll be 8 years, and we will be having a program over at First April 25th. That's a Monday.
Oh, I've been telling people the 24th, big sis. I'm so glad you got that straight. See, I told y'all she know more than me. So, Miss Claire, what y'all planning on doing on the 24th?
Well, we still working on on some of it, but I can tell you that we're trying to get some of the agencies here in the city of Flint in the country to come over there and help people apply for help for their water bills, utility bills, your taxes. We hope to have some agencies there so people can come over there and see how they can get help with that. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing. And we hope to have some food trucks over there. And we're going to have some special guests. I don't want to say right now because it's not confirmed, but I just want people to know that April 25th, which is a Monday, at First Park, we're going to be here. Not going to sit up here and pretend everything is all right. We are still want to be. We don't want the politicians and people to think we sitting up here quiet while they sidestepping and ignoring what we are still going through right now.
What we're still going through. You so right. You so right. You so right. You're so right. And whatever you already know. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it. You already know that. I don't really like being in big planning sections and stuff because I like to get assignments and I like to move. So whenever y'all give me my assignment, I'm gonna move.
All right, sounds good.
You know I'm gonna move. Is there anything? No, sis. You know what I'm thinking about doing in maybe May.
Hmm.
We gotta break them tents out again.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta break those tents out again, and then maybe these people will take me serious this time. I'm serious about this, and we gotta wake up more people to be more serious about this. And I'm not finna let the water warriors all the things that y'all did and stood for go in vain by letting some of these people talk about the water crisis. Or I'm just tired of it. That's just moving. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to negotiate that. I'm no way I am headstrong about fighting until all water in Flint is tap drinkable. Until that day comes, I got something to say about it. And I'm not gonna let nobody tell me to pay attention to no mission. and drop the water crisis. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to drop that until all water in Flint is tap drinkable. That's my mission, and it got to happen.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. You still here, Miss Claire? Oh, man, it don't look like we got Miss Claire. It got to be between the distances of us. No response. Oh, it's my phone. It's not her. Well, I got another one of my buddies. I was on his show this morning. Pastor Theo Carroll. He's another original water warrior. Let's see if he pick up. He said, "Yeah, Jones, I'm a original water warrior." Well, we gotta let him say his piece too. It's been a long, hard fought 7 years in counting.
Please leave your message for
Okay, he ain't answer. He'll probably call back. Well, he got a lot of acknowledgement about what's going on with this water crisis too. It's been a whole lot of people involved with this water crisis. If I ever get a chance to see my boy Leroy Jackson again, I want to give him a hug. What I'm doing now as far as videotaping, as far as little certain events, that was Leroy Jackson. Leroy Jackson was going to Lansing, recording, going all over the state of Michigan. Anywhere we needed him at, he was there. He was editing, and he was doing it for nothing. He started the Water Warriors Facebook page. I don't think that's up anymore. I think we need to get that page going again. I'm going to talk to Miss Claire and them about that next Saturday. I just think we just need to keep lifting our voices. Keep bringing new people. What's needed is we need new blood in the fight. We need new blood. Old blood is getting tired. Old blood need young blood to say, "Hey, man, rest up for a little bit. I got this." That's the reason why I work as hard and I speak all the hard as I do, because I seen what Miss Claire and them was going through. I seen how hard they was fighting. And they deserve somebody to say, "I got this." Sit down for a little while. Here comes Theo Carroll right now. Hey, Pastor Theo Carroll.
Hey, Jones. Yes, sir.
Man, you live on Facebook again, man. You did such a great job this morning that I had to call you up for the Flint Voices so you can talk about the water crisis. Now listen, I had to ask this young man, was he an original water warrior? And I almost made the pastor cuss. This man is really an original water warrior. So can you just tell us about some of the things that you have done for the city of Flint, standing up for the city of Flint, doing the water? Because you was there from day one. You was involved with it before they acknowledged that the water was not safe to drink.
Right, 2013. Yeah. I've been around 2013. I've been in Flint since '53, and I'm concerned about the Flint water because we were doing all right by getting water from Detroit, and we were selling water to the county.
Selling. Say that one more time, Pastor. Selling.
City of Flint was getting water from Lake Erie out of Detroit, and we owned our own water line, and we were selling water to the out county and Genesee County. But the Jeff Wright, the drain commissioner, come up with a new idea called the Cary Gandhi
KWA,
all the way from Port Huron to come into Flint. But through politics and emergency manager, we lost all our rights and ended up drinking, going to the Flint River because we could not afford to participate in the Carrie Gandhi project. And the emergency manager bamboozled us out of our water line coming from Detroit, and we sold it to the county. We also sold the old Chevrolet property, 68 acres. The city sold it to the county, and now we are buying water from the county. And they have built a brand new waterworks plant out of the southeast corner of Genesee Valley. So my involvement in the water program has been a protester. I've done a whole lot of things to help get our water straight. I was in favor of a black construction company doing the infrastructure work of replacing all the pipes. Yes, sir. So I've been active. Yes, sir.
Very, and I appreciate you, and I'm sorry, but it's so many of y'all, and you got to remember, I didn't know none of y'all in 2014.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to my city of Flint, and all I see y'all doing is throwing blows, and I had to join the fight. I mean, y'all the kind of people that I should have been hanging around with when I was running the streets of Flint.
Well, you had a different program. Your mind was programmed to run the streets, man. You know.
I wasn't that.
I flunked Pitt College at 101 and running the streets, you know. So I decided to hang around the church house and get involved with the community. I've always been community driven, and I love Flint, man. But you changed now, John.
Well, I had no choice. You know who my grandma and grandpa is. I went to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with me is I ended up developing a love for kids, and I ended up coaching basketball for Christ Fellowship at the age of 19, and I was coaching at 18 and under basketball church. So I was always, you know, and I feel God is still with me right now today. I feel that all of the things that I'm doing, like people be coming to me like, did you major in political science? No, I didn't major in political science. I took enough political science classes to graduate college.
Well, that's the lesson of walking on the right side. There used to be a jazz album years ago called "Walking on the Wild Side" by Jimmy Smith, organ player. And a lot of us, you know, have been on the wild side, and all of us have some naughty by nature in us. Every living creature, I don't care who it was, your granddaddy, your grandmama, the little kitty baby that was born about 3 seconds ago, has some nature of sinfulness. Yeah, we all have that. Even the President of the United States, Michelle Obama, Mr. President Obama.
Ain't wasn't nobody perfect. You right on that.
That's right. There are none righteous. Romans 3:10. Romans 3:10 in the King James Authorized Version. He never wrote anything. King James never wrote it. He authorized it to be written. So we all have sinned, but we have an opportunity to change our life right now. These little jitterbugs out there in the streets right now, they have an opportunity to change and do the right thing. And we all do, you see.
You know,
so that's what.
You know what I be telling these people, Reverend Theo Carroll, when they be talking about they don't vote and they all of this, you know what I tell them?
What's that?
I said the decisions that these elected officials are making are affecting your life.
Amen.
And your voice still needs to be heard just because you don't vote. I said, you know what? They done got to the point now to where they don't even send y'all. They don't even waste time sending y'all literature no more. They grab a voter list, and if you ain't a regular voter, you're not getting that in your mail.
That's right. If you don't vote and which way you spend your dollar, you already sucked in to the white man's world. You'll never get out. That's why our grandparents, those that did were sharecroppers. They call them sharecroppers. And they work for the white man. That's why when you own something, you have a voice. But when you don't own nothing, you don't have no voice. And our negligence, a man that don't vote, be a fool. He is a fool. And the Bible says that about foolish men, they call them double-minded. Double-minded. And you can't be that way. You have to have some convictions and stand on and be responsible for your actions. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I asked you this question or not, but if I did, you got to refresh my memory. What was you going through? What was going on in your life when you found out that the water was poison, that the water wasn't drinkable?
Well, I was disappointed because in 2013, Councilman Neely took us to Plan Overwood Highway in Stewart Street. And I had been attending meetings concerning the Gary water project. Jeff Wright was introduced by a black man to run for drain commissioner. And that black man was a prominent businessman here in Flint. And when I started going down to these meetings talking about Cary Gandhi Waterworks, the county stepped up and started saying that they take showers 3 times a day, where the average person only showers once a day. So it became a battle between black and white, city residents versus county residents. But 2013 nearly took us to when the emergency manager and the gatekeepers decided that Flint residents should start drinking Flint River water, and that was because the county was demanding that they continue working with Cary Gandhi. So in 2013, nearly took us, a group of us, went over to the water plant, and they had 2 spigots. One said Detroit water, and the other one said Flint water that was being processed from the Flint River. We drank that water. I still got the container right now in my hand. In my hand. Drink Flint water. Drink Flint River water. That's what the label says. It is good. Amen. 2013, water from the Flint River. Councilman Neely. Amen. 2013. So we were bamboozled. Yes, the water tastes good, Joe.
Because it was still, you still had the old water in there.
No. The water was processed, purification. The water is what the water plant does. It purifies the water. But look here, lake water versus river water. River
totally
water
different.
is hard and take more chemicals
to clean,
purified than lake water. And see, Nearly had us to drink the water coming out of the water plant from the river. It didn't taste no different than Flint River than Detroit water. But here's the thing: when the water leaves the water plant to come to your home,
that's when the problem
sink, it goes through the infrastructure to get there. Now, back in the day, your granddaddy could take if his battery was corroded and had the corrosion on it, he could go get a bottle of Coca-Cola and pour it on the battery, and that Coke would eat off the corrosion. explain that high potency of chemicals in the river water coming to your house in the inner city of Flint, clean the pipes on the way to your house. That's why the water is brown. It's not really the Flint River water. It was the purification, the chemicals in the water, and the corrosion and stuff in those pipes coming to your house. That's why it was so important to replace the pipes. But the city of Flint never wanted to replace the pipes. They know it costs a whole lot of money on the north end of Flint. That's the problem.
Profit over life. Yep.
If we replace the pipes from the water plant to everybody's house, and they were doing it, and they had a black company doing it. For some reason, when the administration changed, they no longer were replacing the pipe. Now it's in somebody else's hand. And that's from the mayor's office.
And it seemed like it started every time I turn around, they got different. They talking about different conversations about they ain't getting the job done at the end and at the bottom. Cause see, I don't like to go through all the red tape. I just like to go straight to the bottom line. And the bottom line of it is, ain't no pipe replacement been going on right now, and it haven't been done in a while.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. We got to replace not the pipe, just the pipes from the main water line that's coming up your street.
You got to start from the water main.
Replaced. See, but they don't want to spend the money. That's why the north end of Flint has been labeled as the what they call it,
green space. Yup.
Green space. And you know what that means? Green space. You can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing. I got people that retired from the shop, Reverend still mad that they can't get nobody to cover their house.
Well, see,
because what their house is green space. And it's like they're just waiting on those houses to become empty so they can, whatever their plan is, start doing it.
Right. Well, that's the massive plan. That's where we messed up. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where even through Stanley's administration, we never had true politicians to do the right thing for the city of Flint. A lot of our past politicians, elected officials, gatekeepers sold out because they was looking down the road for that mighty dollar. And it's the same way with this state amusement park or state park being built down there on the Chevy Hole. It's about dollars. It's about money. It's about money. Everything is predicated on race and money.
Man, they could have used that $2 million to boost up that was it $200 million?
I believe it is.
They could have turned our law settlement into $800 million then.
It's being split. The governor has come in with a program, and they're splitting the money between Flint State Amusement Park and Midland Dams.
Why should we have an amusement park in Flint, Michigan, and pay for some in Midland? Why? I don't get it.
They utilizing our tax dollars, they spread it around. And all them white folks up in Midland, they gonna get their lakes back because they gonna rebuild the dam.
And I don't mind none of that happening, but it don't need to happen off of. Well, it might not happen because I don't think they're gonna get that many people. Should have just went on and gave them some of that $200 million and let them go and fix it. Because I really don't think that's gonna generate no money. I don't think they're gonna get their $200 million back.
Like I told you, it may be like a Outer World, and that didn't pan out, even though they had the river flowing through Outer World. I don't know if you had a chance to go to Outer World, but I worked at VA engine plant, and they was using an engine. They had a large engine. As soon as you walk in, if I don't work 8 hours building engines, I don't want to go relax in the evening and look at that engine.
Man.
But that was it was a good idea. They had the Flint River flowing through there. They had little mini shops, and they had the founder of Flint, Jacob. Jacob was on the riverbank with some Indians. They had live people portraying Jacob and Indians all camped along the river. They had actually had part of the Flint River flowing through the outer world. Yeah.
It sounded better than what it was, but it didn't sound that good to me as a ninth grader at Northwestern. I was sitting in my chair like, man, this a waste of money.
It was.
And I was in the ninth grade, not even taking no political science classes, nothing like that. I'm like, ain't nobody going in here once they run out of free tickets, and I wasn't lying. When the free tickets ran out, they closed their doors.
Well, it was connected with Six Flags. See, they thought it was going to draw a lot of people here in the city, but it didn't. And I don't think the state park is going to do the same. But I heard Mrs. Harvey in her speech tonight, she gave a good example, is that the reason they build in the state park is because they're going to take part of 475 and they going to cut it off, and they're going to rearrange it and build apartments on that, so more white folks can walk down to the park and stuff like that. And she talked about Detroit, how they built the first one in Silverdome was in Pontiac, you see, the Detroit Lions and Pistons or whatever it was. But then they built another place. They built them all back in Detroit now, but they got all them expensive lofts down there. And the white folks, if they live downtown and make their payment, all they got to do is walk to the Ford Stadium. You know, they can walk to those games now, you see. So they planning to do the same thing in Flint. That's why they built the Hilton Hotel downtown, because the Holiday Inn out on Hill Road is deteriorating. You see.
And they got a 50-year tax abatement on that hotel too, didn't they?
I don't know the specifics.
I think they got 50. I think they got 50 years before they had to pay taxes. Let me ask you this question: If how long do you think, if they did get a 50-year, what do you even think they're gonna be here for 50 years?
No. But that's the way the white man thinks. He don't think for today. He thinks for the next 20 years and to keep that generational wealth. And that's where we mess up. We fall for the ropey dope, and one or two of us become millionaires instead of looking out for the whole black community. That's why this morning y'all asked Miss Kenyatta Dotson about what's her game, what's her plan if she's elected, you see. And a lot of our people some of the things were accomplished, but Flint is always ending up
I'm doing a live stream.
bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. Somebody say that Ben Harbor is worse than us, but Flint could be better if we would keep referring to our elected officials.
Something that we didn't do.
Right, and the black community needs to get out and vote. That last mayor election, only 14,205 people voted out of 50,000 registered voters. See? Because we either hated Karen or we hated Neely. And a lot of folks voted for Neely because they didn't like who was in Karen Weaver's camp. And that's foolish.
Man, we got people over here. They decide who they gonna vote on because of how they dress.
That's right.
They just run around talking about we need new people. Don't care who new people is, as long as they new people. We just lost.
Our mindset.
We just lost. We just lost.
But Jones, we've been conditioned. I put 38 years in General Motors. I worked about 20 years with your dad and your grandfather as an hourly worker. When you hire in a General Motors plant, you are conditioned. When people go to parochial schools like Sacred Heart and Powers, their mindset is conditioned. When you go to graduate from the University of Michigan versus the University of Michigan State, your mind is conditioned to be a Michigan grad. Yes, sir. And everybody that went to a parochial school in Genesee County, if you went to Sacred Heart or Powers, you were conditioned to learn your rosary, even though you didn't wear it. Yeah.
You're so right.
If you Baptist or Kojic, you're going to learn their rosary.
Amen.
That's part of their requirement. That's their personality. Parochial schools, Catholic schools. Yes, sir.
You're so right. Well, we're coming to the end of this podcast. Are you involved with those conversations about the April 24th water crisis event?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I will keep you informed, and probably what I'll do next Saturday, if you're not busy, I'll probably have you and Miss Claire come up to the church, and then that way y'all can hash it out, because Miss Claire and them, they're working on planning. You know they do our anniversary year every year, and for what she just said on this phone, I think this might be, far as the actions that we take, I think this might be the best one.
Well, I hope so, because we got to come together. That's our problem. We're so divided, and as black people, we have always been jealous of one another, even light skin versus dark skin, poor folks against rich folks, south side.
Poor folks against late. Hey, brother, Telltale, let's keep it real. Poor folks against poor folks. Shoot, poor folks trying to keep you poor.
That's right. It's snatch and grab.
Shoot.
Every man for himself, man. Yeah.
Shoot.
It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. There is a better way, and that is by the renewing of your mind. Our black people have to be re-educated. Because in 1939, Carter Woodson wrote a book about them educated Negroes. They were miseducated. And you check one out. Every time they get a degree, they move up a notch higher. Not all of them, but most of us, when we graduate from college. That's why Flint is no longer a blue-collar town. Because we had manufacturing. You had Negroes coming up here picking cotton on a Friday, drove all weekend to get the Flint and hired and Buick Foundry, and they began to make big money. Money created a middle class. You don't have a middle class today. It's the haves and the have-nots.
Amen. Well,
all of us are snatching and grabbing.
Yeah, you're so right. Well, Pastor Telltale, man, you know it's always great to talk to you, and I'm so glad I knew you was gonna call back. I took you for granted. I told you can rewind the tape. I said it right on the tape. He gonna call back.
Well, I'm sorry I missed you.
Man, it's all good. You already know I don't have no complaints, man. I don't.
I try to work. I want to work with you. I just about work with a whole lot of people if they have a true mission, and that's what we got to do. And those that are working against us, we got to call them out, set them aside, weed them out. You hit that right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Pastor Thelkel, are you
Yes,
going
sir.
to be up tomorrow at 7 o'clock, between 7 and 8? Because I know you want to, because I know we're going to do the Flint Weekend Review, and I know you want to talk about that, that park some more. We got to, hey, listen, Pastor Thelkel, we got to take advantage of all of this that we can, bro. Because a lot of people ain't standing up for what we standing up for. And when you are the only one standing up for something and only 5 people hearing you, and then you got 4 or 5 people that ain't standing with you, that's speaking against you, and they talking to 4 or 5 people, then you got 20 people to 5.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when a person like you speak out, we got to give you an audience. We got to help you lift your voice. Believe me, you're talking to somebody that is blackballed. So I know what it feels like to lift your voice to people that don't have ears.
Well, welcome to the Blackball Committee, because I've been blackballed right along. a lot of people. I was blackballed because a couple of times at my church under the late Dr. Arthur J. Porter.
That's my boy.
Once I learned to speak out on issues, we just got to know and fight the big, but keep on trucking. See?
And we need to come together on what we agree on. Stop staying away from each other because of what you don't agree on. If you find what y'all have in common and reach that goal, that's the reason why our city is so bad, is because all we want to do is argue, all we want to do is fuss, all we want to do is fight.
Amen. Amen. And that's why the word prioritizing and the statement
and focus.
Disagree. Yeah. But don't become disagreeable. I'm not going to hate you. I shouldn't hate you. But we have got to the point now that when you stand up against power and speak the truth, just like you say, you got people against you for just speaking up for them. What did Miss Tubman say? I would have freed a whole lot of Negroes if they would have realized they were slaves.
Man, that ain't funny, man, but it's so true. It's so true.
We'll still harness, it's in the mind. Even the Bible says that, Joe. He said, by the renewing of your mind. Satan get a hold of your mind, you're going to walk on the wild side. You're going to be double-minded. You're going to stab people in the back. You're going to be a
temptation.
That's right. And
temptation.
And that's the powerful thing, man. Temptation.
Temptation.
And Satan knows what you like. And he never sleeps. He on his job 24/7. What you doing, Satan? Going to and fro through the world. I got to fight it. I got somebody to help me to fight temptation now. I can look temptation in the face. I ain't got to bow to it.